And then lastly, there's no king of the game this week. But lastly, victory formation. It's an interesting one this time. Should Mississippi State running back Kylin Hill sit out the entire season due to the Mississippi flag? Now, this one is controversial. For those of you that haven't been watching the news or live under a rock, especially with what I've been reporting the past week with NASCAR and the Confederate flag, Mississippi's flag currently is under fire right now, or Mississippi as a state is under fire. The NCAA has already stated that they will not host any bowl games in Mississippi as long as that flag is as is. And Mississippi State running back Kylin Hill took it a step further and stated that he is willing to sit out the entire year until that flag is changed, until changes happen with the Mississippi flag. Now, I do want to give my thoughts on this, and I do want to give my thoughts on like just the Mississippi flag in general, and then also on whether I think that Kylin Hill should sit out the entire season. So the Mississippi flag, now, again, this is going to ruffle some feathers. I think it's time for change. And Mississippi has been known, it's in their history of, the racial issues that have happened there. And what a lot of, the South at the time of slavery was about. And now I know there's proud people in Mississippi that, think of the flag otherwise, but why would you want a flag that has so much bad history attached to it, representing your state? So I think that the flag should be changed for Mississippi, and, I'm open to having a conversation about this. I'm definitely looking to have another Real Talk segment, hopefully soon. But this is one of those things I wanted to talk about because this is something to where the Confederate flag is, there's a flag to, it's not like a state flag, right? It's not something that's, attached to a state. The Mississippi flag is for Mississippi. And they have the opportunity to change. They have the opportunity to make change, and they have the opportunity to try to remove that stain from their history. And I think the flag is the start. So, again, it's a touchy subject. I know that people in Mississippi, I've never been to Mississippi, but I'm sure that there are people that will state that that flag does not mean anything of racism to them. It's more of like Southern pride. But at the same time, again, that Southern pride that that you like within the flag also has a history of racism and slavery. So why overlook that and keep a flag that has that type of stuff attached to it when you could try to start something new? Have a new flag, still represent Mississippi, and have something with Southern pride on it. So I don't know. I'm definitely torn on that because I can see how some people in Mississippi that, again, don't have that mindset of slavery might be upset with changing the flag. But again, I think it's time for a change. And what it symbolizes to a lot of people in America, or at least the black population for sure, is, again, has slavery and racism attached to it. So, I can't fault the NCAA or Kylin Hill calling out the state of Mississippi. Now to get to Kylin Hill in Mississippi State running back, should he sit out for the entire season? Now this one's tough because we're talking about a guy who I believe is in his final year of eligibility. So if he sits out the entire year, he's essentially giving up tape. He should have just came out last year. But also, why is he sitting out now? Why is this an issue now? This flag has been there for a long time in Mississippi. And obviously this is not his first year at Mississippi State. And he chose Mississippi State to play college football. So why take a stand now? It's never too late to do what's right. again, we know that Martin Luther King stated that, but I think it would have been more powerful as a recruit or as a JUCO transfer, whichever one he was, to say, hey, I'm not going to Mississippi State because of the flag. To make it public then, I think would have been more powerful than what he's doing now. Again, I mean, he's using his platform to bring awareness to the flag, the Mississippi State flag. And, he's doing what he believes is right. But again, I think for him, again, it's honorable for him to kind of be like, hey, I'm willing to forego my season and potentially lose out on money by going pro to make a point for the Mississippi flag. The problem is he's going to need a lot more support from his team. And again, this goes back to solidarity. When maybe if the whole team was like, hey, we're not going to play until they change the flag, flag probably still wouldn't be changed, but a lot of people would be aware of what is going on and, what needs to change. Because I'm sure if Mississippi State did it and Ole Miss did it, then something would change. Because, obviously Mississippi has to have their football. It'll definitely be talked about. It doesn't change overnight, but it's just one of those things where Kylin Hill right now is fighting a losing battle. Now, Colin Kaepernick at that time was essentially fighting a losing battle, but he was on the right side of history. And maybe Kylin Hill is also on the right side of history with this one, and he's willing to sacrifice his last year in college football and potentially his professional value, draft value for something that he believes is right. So I could only commend him. I'm sure he's doing what he thinks is right. And, I'm curious to see how this one plays out as well. Because, again, the NCAA has already stated that they're not throwing any bowl games in Mississippi due to the flag. So I'm curious to see, again, how this all plays out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below for sure, because I want to hear what you have to think about this whole situation with the flag and with Kylin Hill for the Mississippi State. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for more fire sports takes. And for those of you who are on the go, make sure you subscribe to our full show, which airs every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and a bunch more. Until then, I'm chucking it up, and I'll see you guys next time.